Likes to give away money? Huh? People like to give away money. Cool. I want the penny. Cool. How about who likes backseat drivers?
Who likes them?
Yeah, who likes backseat drivers? Alright, nobody likes backseat drivers. Most people don't like to give away money. That's where I was going with that. Alright? So you have a penny, right? Put it in the middle of your hand. Alright? And close your fist. So hold on to it tight and don't let go. Alright? Don't let anybody take your penny. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, a parable came to my mind about money. And there was this rich young guy that came up to Jesus and he asked Jesus, hey, what do I have to do to receive eternal life? What do I have to do to be saved? And when I see this guy was a rich young guy, like he had everything you could possibly want back then. He had a big house, nice cars, you know, big screen TV. For guys, he had him a little man cave where he could watch football. You know, for girls, he had a big closet for his wife, for shoes. You know? He had everything you could want. He was good. He was hooked up. So he came and asked Jesus, what do I need to be saved? Because he realized, after having all that, that didn't mean anything, right? It was all going to fade away. So he wanted to seek something eternal. So he asked Jesus about salvation. And Jesus did a funny thing, is this guy's asking, how do I be saved? And what he says, good teacher. The rich man says, good teacher, what do I need to do to be saved? And Jesus says, why are you calling me good? Like, nobody's good but God. And when I was reading that, I was like, man, that's kind of messed up. Like, the guy just asked about salvation, and Jesus did one of those where I'm not even going to answer your question type of thing. You ever ask someone something and they tell you something completely different? They're like, come on, man, that's not what I was asking. So that's what Jesus did. He's like, hey, man, I'm not even going to ask your question because what you're asking is not what you should be asking. So Jesus responded, and he says, okay, cool. Keep all the commandments. Keep all 10 commandments. Okay, you'd think most people are like, all right, messed up. He's got me. No, this guy, no. This guy's like, no, I got you. I'm good. So Jesus, you know, knowing he's not kept all 10 commandments, he says, okay. So you've kept all 10. All right? So what I want you to do is I want you to go sell everything that you have and give it to the poor. Right? Jesus knows where his heart is. He tells the guy, hey, go sell everything you have and give it to the poor. So immediately the guy's like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know? So the guy actually leaves. And then it goes on to say that his disciples go to ask Jesus, why did you do that? Like, you just sent away someone that wanted salvation. You know, like the disciples are having to convince all these people to be saved, and Jesus threw away an easy fish. You know, like this guy wanted salvation, and he left with nothing. Like, this guy's not saved. He left. Why did Jesus do that? Right? Because Jesus knew something, and he was trying to teach us a lesson that the disciples didn't see at the time. Okay? Where your heart is where it's what's going to have control. Alright? So everybody has that penny in your hand. Let me see it, right? You're holding it tight. No, don't. Let me see it. Put it in your hand, right? You're holding it tight. Okay? So if you're holding the penny tight, I can't give you any money, can I? Right? You've got it tight in your hand, right? So without unclenching your fist, let me have the penny. Oh man, you can't do that either. Dang. You know what this represents? What that parable to me actually represented was control. This man wanted control. He came to Jesus saying, hey, I've done everything. It's been me. I've done it all. So Jesus says, here's what he's trying to teach, is what I've seen. Is he's saying, no. I want you to give your life to me. I want you to follow me because I know what's best. You don't know what's best. Therefore, you want to have control. You see, this guy had a bunch of money. He had control of a lot of stuff, right? But that's not what Jesus wanted him to see. Jesus wanted him to see that, hey, you need to give your life to me. And with all those things in your way, you can't give your life to me. It's not going to work. So you know what this represents, that penny? Is we do a lot of that in our life. We want God to work miracles, but you don't want to give it to Him. How can God quadruple your money if you're holding it in your hand? Can't, can He? It's not going to happen. How can God solve your problems if you won't give it to Him? If it's in your hands. It's not going to happen. So if you want to fix a problem, you actually have to open your hands and you have to give it to Him. But see, we think about that backwards. You see, in control, and this is what I've been learning this week. I'm sharing with y'all what I've been learning. This is personal. If you want God to move in an area of your life, you have to give it up. You have to give up control. So it's kind of funny. The only way for things to work out is to get rid of it, to let it go. I kind of wrote it down like this. Giving away control of something gives you power over it. Right? But if you keep it, it's going to have power over you.
Right.
So if you keep that money in your hand, you're going to be so worried about how to spend that money that the money's not going to get spent and handled the correct way. So it's going to have power over you. It's going to have control. So what I wanted to share with y'all today is about handling control. You want things to happen in your life? You want things to move, to get better, to change, to have a better impact? It's all about control. Who's controlling your life? Who's controlling your situation? So think about that this week. Think about control and who are you giving it to? Are you giving it to me? Are you giving it to someone else? Are you depending on it, or are you giving it to God?